evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Andrioli. The Worcester Business Development Corporation hosted its 52nd annual meeting Tuesday. Their event hosted several hundred people to promote development in the city and continue the revitalization of Worcester. 500 businesses and community leaders met on City Square Plaza for the event. The WBDC is an organization dedicated to the economic development of Worcester County. President and CEO Craig Blya says the WBDC has been a vital part of the city's revitalization.
50 years of developing the biotechnology park here in the city, the Hanover Theater, the redevelopment of the T&G building downtown. So we take on the difficult projects, and our mission is very simple. We create jobs and we expand the tax base for the region.
And retiring president of Quinsigamond Community College, Gail Carberry, was honored. The facility on 20 Franklin Street will now be called the Carberry Center. Hearings began Tuesday on city manager Ed Augustus's proposed $632 million budget for fiscal year 2018. The proposed budget is a 2.24% increase over last year. Tuesday, all 11 city councilors began reviewing the budget, starting with police, fire, and economic development and human resources departments. Education and public safety make up more than 71% of the manager's recommended budget. The city council must review and finalize the budget by the end of June. The Worcester Railers hockey team releasing their 2017-2018 schedule today. The ECHL affiliate of the New York Islanders will play 36 regular home games at the DCU Center. The Railers are also building the Worcester Ice Center in the Canal District. Construction is well underway, and as you can see, the facility will feature 2 rinks, shops, and restaurants. And this is where the Railers will practice. The $18 million facility is set to be completed in August, and the Railers will host the Manchester Monarchs for the club's home opener on October 14th. 3 men accused of punching, shoving, and spitting on police officers are arrested in the Canal District. Worcester police say the incident happened as bars were closing for the night, and it's not the first incident in the neighborhood. And so the Canal District Alliance is now planning to work with the city to prevent future issues. Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
3 men were arrested early Monday morning after causing a disturbance on Water Street.
When officers arrived there were several people there, fairly agitated. Looked like there were several groups about to get into a fight.
Police say they tried to break up the crowd, and at one point, one of the men told his friends to surround the officers. The men are accused of threatening and assaulting police.
One of them spit in the officer's face. Another one punched the officer. That individual was placed under arrest. As they were placing him under arrest, another officer was punched from behind.
Last year, a violent brawl involving more than 100 people erupted in the same area on Water Street. Mullen Sawyer is the president of the Canal District Alliance. He says issues have happened at closing times for area bars.
The result of seeing kids on the street at that time kind of congregating and waiting for closing from the different establishments, that's a recipe for disaster.
Sawyer says he wants people to feel safe in the Canal District, and he is looking to work with police, the city, and bar owners.
No one wants to wake up to this type of disturbance in an active economic zone.
Meanwhile, police say they already have additional officers at bars during closing time.
There's a lot of people coming out crossing streets, try to slow traffic down in those areas. Specifically Water Street, there's a lot of bars in that one little area. So we have officers down there to make sure that everyone's getting out okay.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
An SUV lands in a ditch in Sutton Tuesday. Police say an insect flying around the vehicle may have distracted the driver. The vehicle crashed through 8 cement guardrail barriers and ended up in a swamp. Officers had to close down West Sutton Road for almost an hour while crews were removing the vehicle. Police say the vehicle landed on the driver's side, making it difficult for the female driver to escape.
Was fortunate enough because it's not a heavily traveled area. There were some motorists that were kind enough to stop when they saw the crash and stopped and assisted her.
And police say speed was not a factor, but an unwanted insect inside that vehicle was.
The operator reported at the scene that a bee had come into the vehicle. She became distracted by the bee. She was trying to swat the bee away, and that's what caused the distraction for her to leave the roadway.
And the driver was evaluated on scene, but police say she did not sustain any major injuries. An early morning fire in Worcester causes major damage to a home on Scenic Drive. The fire department says they responded to the home around 3 a.m. Tuesday. A resident and firefighter were both brought to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The family's cat died in that fire. The cause is still under investigation. We are hearing from the family of an Auburn boy who collapsed at school. The boy fell ill on the playground at Packagug Elementary School last Wednesday. In a statement, the first grader's parents say, quote, "We are thrilled to share that Max continues to make excellent progress, with him now breathing and eating on his own and walking with some assistance." The family says Max had an undetected heart issue, and they are thankful for the school staff, paramedics, and police who were able to work quickly to save their son. Now to Northborough, where a priest who stole nearly $240,000 from a Catholic church is returning to parish work. Jonathan Cho has the story.
All U.S. currency says in God we trust. However, Father Stephen Gem couldn't be trusted with the almighty dollar.
None of us are perfect.
A couple years ago, he pleaded guilty to stealing almost $250,000 from St. Bernadette Parish and School in Northborough to feed a gambling addiction. The Worcester Diocese removed him from ministry.
He's a good priest.
Today, Father Gem wasn't home or available for comment, but his mom says he's now a new man.
Does he still have a gambling addiction?
No.
How do you know for sure?
Well, he's got to go for treatment forever for that.
The diocese agrees and says he's been forgiven.
And then we'll see how that works out.
For the past year, spokesman Ray Delisle says they've been trying to restore Father Gem back into ministry. They initially let him work at a men's addiction recovery center. After proving himself, he's now being allowed to lead Mass and other ceremonies at all 96 parishes in Worcester County. But he won't be able to handle any money for the church ever again.
I don't think anyone knows whether anyone can reoffend. There are no guarantees in life.
And that's why some are questioning this decision because of all the hurt it initially caused.
Can he be a leader and have that trust?
Jack Berry is a former member at St. Bernadette's and says if Father Gem is truly repentant, this is an opportunity for the church to practice what it preaches.
God's willing to forgive anyone. As long as we have life and breath, we can change.
Now, that stolen money was covered under the church's insurance policy, but Father Gem's agreed to pay some of that back. From Worcester, Jonathan Cho, Worcester News Tonight. An Auburn man was grabbing coffee near the construction site he works at when he received quite the surprise. When ordering at the Dunkin Donuts on Grafton Street in Worcester, Stephen Kerrigan was handed a gift bag, and inside was $1,000, a check and a free 3-month supply of frozen Dunkin' iced coffee. This is one of 16 surprises this week throughout the United States. Kerrigan says he got a lot more than coffee on his work break.
Maybe like a cup in it, something like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people here. I got a Dunkin' Donuts cup behind me, so I figured something was going on, but I was not expecting anything like that. But no, this is crazy. It's incredible. And Kerrigan says he's going to use that check to put that money to good use and go on